me is an opportunity to let go. I've mentioned that before in one of my videos, but more specifically, if I can get clear about what I want to let go of and what's holding back my experience from being calm and placid and relaxed, and why my mind is running, and I can go into the water and say that I'm letting go of that specific thing. I often find... Morning Instagram. I'm deciding today to make a vlog, some sort of vlog. I'm gonna go for my second ever barefoot run to the ocean, and then I'm gonna take a dip and get cold, because yesterday was a really emotional day for me and I feel quite shaken, and I'm just moved into my new place and I would like to get my new habits and patterns going. So I got a new spot to go to the ocean. I'm finally in a place where I feel comfortable trying to barefoot run, but I've been working on my mechanics a lot, and I did run the other day. I ran the other day doing barefoot running. I can't even talk. I'm just gonna go and do it and show you what I'm doing, and maybe it'll be entertaining to watch. Before I go out running, I usually do a little movement workout. It's generally pretty light, gets all my joints going, works on my places of weakness, dysfunction, where I need to work on my alignment, and do some tissue mobilization so that I can continue to open up the spaces that are tight and fix my biomechanics. It's so sad, but my fucking tripod broke, and I tried taping it, and I did a terrible job. So I need to fix this today, because this tripod is awesome, except for it's a cheap piece of shit. Cheap piece of shit. And I don't normally eat food before I go on a run, but I'm going to do it today. I'm going to have a piece of toast and avocado, and I'm going to put honey on it. What? Honey on my avocado! So while that cooks, while my toast cooks, I'll go over a little bit of what I did today in my warm-up. I didn't video all of it because honestly, moving my camera around to get every shot is annoying. But did some tissue release on my right quadriceps femoris. For all you anatomy dorks out there, I know there's more than one quad. And because my right side, pretty much everything on my right side is pretty gummed up and stuck in a certain position. So my quad's like quite a bit better. My psoas is still pretty tight. Did a little bit of work on my left foot, actually. Left foot. See how my toe goes in here? We want it out here. That's what we want. But it's hanging out over there. So do a little bit of tissue mobilization on the top of my foot, and that seems to be helping. And did a little bit of my calves, and then did some shoulder mobility, Did some core work, integrated with movement always, not just doing crunches or Russian twists, doing something that demands your body to stabilize, throwing a kettlebell around and allowing yourself to be challenged to keep your balance through your abdominal muscles and your glutes is way, way more functional and applicable to daily life than doing a crunch or anything laying down. Laying down is good if you want to progress into understanding your body, but you should be standing up, doing shit, moving around, using your body, and yeah, it's interesting. I can see myself in two directions. Anyways, so I did a few things, and I'm gonna wait for this toast, and then I'm gonna eat it, and then I'm gonna go for a run barefoot for the second time ever. I'm super excited, and then I'll show you a little bit about my ritual at the ocean and why I go to the ocean and what it does for me. No, but actually, I love honey so much. I'm gonna put it all over this avocado butter toast, and you might judge me. You might say, it's not coming out of the jar. That is so weird and gross, but fuck you. I'm gonna do it. Yeah. Put it all over that. All over that toast. Yeah. Alright. That's enough. I'm sorry for that moment, but I was very excited about avocado honey butter toast. It's so fucking good. I've had this goal to start barefoot running for several months now, and I've been slowly but surely trying to fix my mechanics so that I can stop wearing heeled shoes. I stopped wearing heeled shoes maybe 5 or 6 months ago, and it made a really big difference in my overall body feeling. And but there's still a lot of components to my feet, my lower extremities, and below my knees especially. I have a lot of compartmentalized tissue that's preventing mobility that I want, and my body's not totally aligned, but I'm really excited about the idea of eventually being in a place where I could just barefoot run and it feels effortless. So the other day I did a barefoot run. I ran to the ocean with my shoes, and then I ran back without, and that felt really cool. It didn't really hurt my feet. The only times it kind of felt strange was when there was gravel, and so I'm trying to avoid gravel. But I think it's a really fun goal. And today my goal is to do this whole run barefoot, and then do actually swim in the ocean today. I want to, I usually just go and sit, and that's been a really great experience for a meditation, but I feel it's an edge for me to actually go swim in the ocean. So we're gonna try that out today and see how it goes. It's really windy today, so I hope the audio is going to show up on this, but yeah, it's really interesting when I notice with barefoot running, I become a lot more aware of my environment, because normally, if I saw a pile of rocks or something like that, I would just run over it, but having no protection between my foot and the ground, I'm more sensitive to that, and I ultimately feel like my experience of running is more present and less kind of drony and more deep, and oh my god, it is super choppy today in the water. I gotta find a good spot to get in. Moved just this past week, and I had a normal spot that I would go in the ocean that was right near my place, and now that I've moved, I had to find a new place. And you know, change is good. We're dealing with change, and these places that I'm finding right now are just a little bit more public, and just changes the experience a little bit of going in the water. When you're alone, it's a little bit more meditative and can feel different. And yeah, being in public is different, but I really love this driftwood situation. And yeah, I'm gonna figure out this waves. I might not go for a swim today because it is really wavy, and don't want to drift away. So this is what we're dealing with today. Very busy ocean that has a lot to say, and I definitely feel fear, right? Fears arising. Oh, maybe I'm not safe. So it's going to be an interesting experiment to step into that fear and be really clear with where I'm at, be really present with what's going on, and maybe identify why the fear is there. Is it rational, or is it just kind of my mind having a time and trying to play tricks on me? Maybe there is safety amidst this busy ocean, and maybe there's a creative way of working with it. The ocean for me is an opportunity to let go. I've mentioned that before in one of my videos, but more specifically, if I can get clear about what I want to let go of and what's holding back my experience from being calm and placid and relaxed, and why my mind is running, and I can go into the water and say that I'm letting go of that specific thing, I often find this serene feeling, and it sometimes lasts half a second, sometimes lasts, I'm going to bring this closer because it's really windy, sometimes it lasts a second or two, sometimes it lasts throughout the whole duration of my experience in the ocean, but I speak it out loud. Sometimes it's I want to let go of the desire to belong, or let go of my desire to control my relationships with things around me. And today what I'm noticing is, yeah, I had to get quiet there for a second to realize what I was letting go. I think today I'm letting go of my desire to be understood. Why must I always be understood? Maybe it's okay to be misunderstood. Maybe that's what feels most authentic to me, and that's why I'm doing it. So I'm going to let go of my desire to be understood in this moment, and I'm going to get in this fucking water that is choppy as fuck, and I'm not going to swim, but I'm going to sit in these waves. I'm going to find a little spot to nuzzle in and get cozy. Oh, that was so refreshing. You know, refreshing is not even the right word. It feels clarifying, just clearing. And it's so interesting. I was just really feeling, the waves rocking me, pushing me around a little bit. And there was little moments where the water would come up just below my chin. And there was a real sensation of like, maybe I'll drown, or maybe I'll be swept away. And, I think that's a really interesting similarity to what we're experiencing now in the world. Just this feeling like, oh, maybe we're going to be swept away into this other world and it's not going to be okay. And I find it's this practice of working with those thoughts, especially in like controlled environments like the cold water or in athletics. You can really start to see where your mind's trying to play tricks on you, and where you can start believing new things rather than believing the fear. So I really actually really enjoyed that. I feel like I stayed in there about 2 minutes, not that long. I felt like I could have stayed in there longer, but Actually, my battery on this device is going to die soon, so I wanted to actually continue talking afterwards until instead of staying in there for so long. But that was an okay spot. It wasn't my favorite spot to go in the ocean, but I did it, and now we're gonna continue to barefoot run back home. And yeah. I find what I really appreciate about being barefoot is my toes. I have a deeper appreciation for my toes, which otherwise are not hinging in my shoe. And when I'm running and I'm hinging at my toes and propelling my body all the way from my big toe all the way up to my glutes, stabilizing my core, and just moving in rotation with my body, swaying back to forth to create the momentum, I find it's just so much easier. And you wouldn't think that your toes would make a difference, but they really do. And I'm going to show you my feet. One foot. They're not as dirty as I thought. Anyways, I feel like my journey through my body has been, and getting physical and doing body work and mindfulness and all these catchy words, has been trying to find out how to get closer to being human. And I think now more than ever, we need to feel this. We need to feel connected to the things that are most natural and find out why we went so far away from that. And I find that the more I stay persistent with discovering what it means to be human in my body, specifically, the more I find peace and calm and serenity and surrender to the reality that we are not supposed to be doing a lot of the things we're doing, and we are, I think that we're quite lost, and we need a lot of healing. We need a lot of healing. We need a lot of time to figure out who we are. And I think that's part of the blessing of this experience. So whether you choose to get in the ocean or start journaling or do something that connects you to yourself, whatever it is, I think you're doing the collective a good deed. And just to finish, I would really not recommend anyone who's been running in shoes to just start barefoot running. This has taken me a long time to work up to, and it will probably hurt a lot if you just start barefoot running and don't know about running mechanics. And if you're wearing shoes, and you have a heel in the shoe and your body, and you've never really ran very much or whatever, you might injure yourself. So just be careful. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I encourage you to explore what feels good for you and to try new things, and just know that there's a lot of deprogramming I feel is necessary